Hello farming enthusiasts, welcome to today's episode. This is the channel whereby you get to learn different ways of livestock keeping and farming. And on today's episode, I'm bringing you Pixie edition. How many of you know about Pixie? So in case you are a farmer and you really love farming and you want to learn more about Pixie farming, this is the video for you. You're in the right spot. I know we are growing one day at a time, so welcome to the new subscribers. So if this is your first time watching my video, I go by the name Nelly Bernard. So like the video and watch to the end to understand the venture today. And today I happen to be in Tharaka, Nithi County. You can see this is the area where the Pixie do well. They do well in arid and semi-arid areas, and this is one of those areas. So guys, I have the farmer, the owner of this farm, who will be taking me through the way he started doing this farming and what are some of the do's and don'ts when it comes to Pixie farming. So we will be interacting with him. So I want to introduce him first, and then we'll be walking around the farm as we show you different things in this farm. So stay tuned and watch till the end of this video. Karibu sana. Introduce yourself to my viewers.
My name is Nithi Musa, the proprietor of this Pixie farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today I want you to tell us how a Pixie farm should be well maintained so that it can look like this one yours. So to begin with, I want to know, when did you start this farming and what motivated you to do Pixie farming?
Okay, currently we have two Pixie farms. This is farm 2. Across the other head we have farm 1. This one we started 1 year ago. So that is approximately 10 months ago. That's when we planted the first farm on September 2024.
What motivated you to do Pixie farming and not any other crop?
It's part of economic empowerment. One day on my way to Mombasa, I passed through Makueni and I found so many farmers have planted oranges. Then I was a bit curious. I visited some of the farmers there and I was very impressed with what they are doing and decided to start it in Tharaka, Nithi County.
Yeah, because by the way the climate is almost the same.
Yeah.
Because they do well in these areas. So we understand that Pixie take like 2 years to grow, Sindo?
Yes.
So how far are we with this one?
With the farming of fruit trees, it's very important to ensure that you have a very good foundation. That is what you do when you dig the hole. Whatever you do on that hole determines the kind of tree, fruit tree you expect later.
Okay.
So like these ones, we made 3 by 3 by 3 holes. That is 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet.
Maybe we show them this one. It's a bit spacious.
Yeah.
Yes. So you are saying you did the hole?
3 feet square here, and depth is 3 feet. So you remove the top shell, you put it aside, that is around 1 foot of the hole. Then the rest of the soil, that is 2 feet, you put it aside. That one you don't use to refill the hole. So the topsoil, you want 2 cans of well compost manure. And note, well compost manure, because that's the only manure that can give your plants enough nutrients. If it is not well compost, even the insect will come to feed on it. So it should be well compost.
Okay.
You mix them up together with a chemical we call, it's a kind of an absorber. I will show you later.
Okay.
It's a kind of an absorber whereby when you mix with the soil and the soil is a bit moist, that chemical absorbs a lot of water and the nutrients from the fertilizers you have used. Then when the area becomes a bit dry, the same chemical starts releasing back the nutrients and the water to the plant. So the watering cycle is reduced. If you have been watering maybe after every a week or 2, you can increase to around 3 weeks to 4 weeks, because that compound normally assists you a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about the issue of water requirements? How much water do they require, and maybe what is the source of your water?
At young age, because the plants have not developed enough roots, you need to do more frequent watering during the dry season. So most of the times we find that I normally apply 10 liters of water every week during the dry season.
Okay, like now it is a very dry season.
Yeah.
So does it mean that you have like a borehole, or where do you get the water from? Because I can see this area is quite dry to some extent.
Currently I have 3 sources of water. One is community water, whereby I get some water from the nearby community. The other one I've dug a shallow well, you see it across there. The other one, we have some nearby quarries, whereby they have already been abandoned. I normally go there and pump some water from those quarries.
Okay. So it is a key requirement for all the fruit trees to have enough water.
Yes, it's very important, because if they don't have enough water, you expect even a lot of flower abortions.
So guys, this you can see here is Pixie tree. So where did you outsource this seedling from?
All of them I sourced them from Makueni.
All the way from Makueni to this area?
Yes, because those people are serious with their work. They have big nurseries, so you can be able to go and select the best.
And quality nurseries?
Yes. Most of them are registered.
Okay. What happens if you don't get the right seedling? Maybe you find that some people don't have a good nursery hygiene, so you get seedlings that are deceased. What might happen?
We normally advise people to go to the certified nurseries, because if you mess up on that, it means 5 years down the line you'll be having no fruit trees. So it's very important to go to certified nurseries. Okay.
So I can see here you also have mulch. All your crops, maybe you can walk around and show people. All your crops, you've added mulch as a way of conserving your water.
Yeah.
Is it really a necessity, or is it because this area is so dry?
It's very necessary to reduce the frequency of watering, because when they are mulched, the rate at which the moisture contents evaporate is very low.
Okay. And I can see you have very many plants. Approximately how many plants do you have in this piece of land and the other one?
This farm is an average of around 2.5 acres. So we have a population of 500 citrus fruits.
500 of them?
Yeah.
Just only this small section that we are in today?
Yeah.
And the other section?
The other section has 500 as well.
Wow. So I want to know, when it comes to spacing, I can see you have really spaced them well. What is the ideal spacing of the crops from one plant to another, and maybe from one row to another?
One plant to the other, it's normally 4 meters.
Like here, from that plant there
to the other,
to the other one there is 4 meters.
Yeah. Then from one line to the other, supposed to be 5 meters.
Okay.
But still you can do 4 by 4. In my case, I did 4 meters by 4 meters. What is important here is when you do the alignment of your lines, they should be in zigzag manner. Like now, if you look here, you find that on this line, we have this plant and this one.
Yes.
Then on the next line, the plant is somewhere in between these 2 plants on this line.
Yes, very true.
That is to maximize
like a V
on the space. Because normally the canopy of the tree is normally round. So if you do it in zigzag manner, these trees have enough space to have their own canopy without covering the other plant.
Yes.
So that's why I do it in zigzag manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a key point to note. And then we can still walk around. I want people to learn a few things here. I can see you also have some sweet potato vines. Why did you opted to put them here?
The main purpose of the sweet potato vines is cover crop to minimize on the wings. At the same time, you get the vines for goats and cows. Also, you also get the sweet potatoes for your own consumption and for sale.
Yeah.
So like now you see these farmers, it's an average of 2.5 acres. The entire farm has sweet potatoes.
Yes.
So you can as well sell some of them, and you'll be able to cut on cost.
Yes, you're able to get the double income from the sweet potato, as it is also helping you to be a cover crop.
The weeds.
And it is suppressing the weed. You can see the place is completely weedless because of the sweet potato vines. Wow, wow, wow.
And with the time when the potato vines will cover the entire area, we only be opening at the base of the seedling, so that there is no competition on both the right and food on that all.
Okay.
So we only open where we have the seedling only.
Okay.
The other parts of the farm, we make sure it is completely covered.
So it is very important for every farmer who is doing pixie farming to at least have a cover crop.
Yeah.
And I can see they are looking a certain color. Is it a chemical that you've sprayed? What chemical is this? Does that mean it has a lot of pest and diseases at this stage?
It's a fungicide. It's important always to know that most citrus fruits are prone to fungal infections. So we apply a fungicide. This is copper. We normally apply it to minimize on fungal infections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Which are the major pests and diseases that you find that they are attacking these crops?
Like powdery mildew, aphids, they are most common, and mites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is the most serious disease that you have ever encountered that can lead you to big losses as a pixie farmer?
Citrus canker.
How does it look like?
You realize that on the stems, in some stems you find that they have started developing a kind of a wood which is oozing out some sap. That is the citrus canker. So that one, but when you continue applying the fungicides, it's not prevalent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's something that can really make you get huge losses when it comes to pixie farming.
Sure. It can really devastate you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So approximately, let's say I'll come and visit this farm like 2 years later. No, like 1.5 years there, because now you have said they are 8 months.
Yeah.
So after 1.5 years, I should be expecting fruits in this farm.
Yeah.
For the first harvest, how much can you harvest maybe for these 500 plants only?
I expect an average of between 5 and 15 kilos the first harvest per plant. Yeah.
So the quantity increases as the plant age
grows, yeah.
Okay. So the first harvest is a bit low, then it goes increasing and increasing.
In fact, I expect the maximum production at an average of between 5 and 8 years.
And what is the average market price of these pixies as we speak? Because if I go to my local market, I don't even find the pixies. Maybe in the big market, in the big supermarket, that is where we find the pixies. What is the average price?
The average price of pixies in the market is 120 shillings per kilo. And they rarely come to these signs of Tharaka, Nithi, Meru County, Embu County. You find most of the big markets in Nairobi, Mombasa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
The local market, you will not find the pixie oranges. Yeah.
Why is it so? Is it because it's not a popular thing or the maintenance is quite high?
I think people are here to embrace this farming. Like in Makueni County. Makueni, almost every corner you find citrus fruits.
Yes, there is a time I visited there. And so guys, I'm planning also to go there one day and to look for one farmer who does pixie. They are very serious with pixie. I once visited that place. Yeah, we were going to some rural shore there. Yeah, and I was like, hey, this place, they are really serious with this pixie thing.
In Makueni, citrus fruit farming is like in Meru with the coffee, tea, and macadamia. Okay. That's the main crop.
Okay.
Yeah.
how would you encourage farmers who feel like they feel like they want to venture in pixie farming?
I would tell them to start small and they will succeed. Yeah.
Wow.
Guys, because you have to invest on preparation of the hose.
Yes.
You need the well composed manure. You require the right seedlings, and also you take care of the seedlings from planting to maturity.
And by the way, this is a grafted seedling. It is the rootstock is the lemon tree.
Yeah,
because it is the best when it comes to roots,
to the local conditions,
and the local
very
conditions.
Good root system.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how much is a grafted pixie tree?
It costs around 250 shillings. A well-established seedling. Yeah, especially in big potting bags. Yeah.
And how long does it take from when they start planting it and then they graft and then you go and buy it for planting? How old is usually the seedling?
An average of 1 year from when you planted the lemon seeds to the time you graft and take it to the farm.
Wow. So now it is taking you 3 years to wait for this crop from when you plant it. Hey, wow. But it worth the wait.
It's worth, and also the foundation matters a lot. What you do when you digging these holes and what you do on that hole as you fill it matters a lot to the kind of crop you expect from these plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, here are some of the pixie trees, and as you can see, they are in a line. Don't know if you can be able to see that line well. So how is your spray program? How often do you spray?
Especially when you are feeding the crop with foliar feed, we normally do it once per month. At the same time as we do the foliar feed sprays, we also scouting for pests and diseases. When they manifest is when you start using the chemicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can someone do like an organic way, in an organic way?
Yes, we have very good control methods organically. Yeah.
Okay. So is this the source of your water?
Yeah, it's a shallow well. It's around 45 feet deep, and I normally get enough water from it.
Okay.
I'm here to install the solar pumping system here.
Okay.
Because it's more economical than using electricity.
Yeah, electricity is quite expensive in this area. So it is good that people ensure that they have enough water for irrigation.
Yeah.
This is not purely to rely on rain-fed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with the time I will have done drip irrigation system on this farm too.
Okay. Yes, I saw some drip there. Yeah. Guys, we are going to the other farm. We show you how the drips are working there. I see you also tried, you're so serious when it comes to cover cropping. I can see here you also tried some cassavas on the fence.
Yeah.
You have tried some sunflower and they are so big. Wow guys, have you ever seen such big sunflowers? Oh my goodness, the sunflower is big. Looks like a whole table. Oh my god. Can you see, guys? Can you see the sunflower? How big it is. And another one. Wow, even this one is very big. Guys, this area I'm fearing snakes. Very big. Yeah, so we go to the other section of the farm. Yeah. Okay. Guys, this is how entirely the farm looks like. You can see it's so green and we are in the semi-arid area. These are some cassavas.
And these are some of the ingredients we normally use when making organic foliars.
Yes, this one, the pepper.
Pepper is considered to be an insect repeller.
Yes.
So we incorporate it when we are making organic foliars.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the red pepper.
Yeah.
Hii tunaitanga pilipili kali. So guys, let's go to the other section of the farm so that you see it. We try and locate the difference if there is any. I don't know if there is any because I see they are all looking nice. Hizo ni dengu. Hapo ni kwa jirani. This is green grams for neighbor. That is how they are harvested and then they are beaten. Yes, you want us to see there?
This is a compound we normally use when feeding the hole before planting. Yeah, it's an absorber. Slow release fertilizer.
Water saving crystals.
Yeah.
Bell what?
Belsap.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do exactly? You mix it with the soil?
Yeah.
Before
I think
you plant?
around 20 grams. I mix with the topsoil and manure. Then I fill the hole again.
Okay.
Yeah. To really assist to keep more water or to keep the hole moist.
Okay. Is the same one that the farmers calling water bank?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a nice point to take. I hope you're taking notes, guys. In case you're watching and you've not subscribed to this channel, guys, I don't know what you're waiting for. So please subscribe and join this farming family so that we grow to bigger heights. Let's go to the other section of the farm. Guys, here are some pigeon peas. They are about to be harvested. These ones are already dry. Let me show you how it looks in the inside. This is how they look like. People love them. I remember when I was young, I used to eat these pigeon peas a lot because my mom was really doing the pigeon pea farming so much. This is the major crops that are grown in Tharaka. We have maize, sorghum, what else? Green grams, pigeon peas, what else? Dengu. Oh, nimesema green grams. These are the major crops that are grown in these semi-arid areas of Tharaka. Wow, you know these ones is inaitangwa vivi. I don't know the English word. I'm forgetting. Why am I forgetting? Squeezing in a sana. I don't remember the English word for this. What do you call them? Ukwaju. Yeah, ukwaju. Watu wa Mombasani wanaziita ukwaju. Ama? I don't know. Yes, it is ukwaju. Vivi. In our local dialect, we call them vivi. Guys, this one. That's a big tree from a very big tree. Come from a very big tree like that one. So guys, we are in the other section of the farm. Let me show you how they are well arranged on the rows. We even have some sugarcane here. Very nice sugarcane. So here are some of them. Here there is no cover cropping here. To some extent, although cover cropping also helps to smoother the weeds and conserve the soil moisture, sometimes they also compete for the nutrients with the main crop. You can see here, because there are no cover crops here, the tree is doing so well. Very green. Look at it. Doing so well. Well, you can see there are still traces of well decomposed manure, as Moredi was saying. So they are planted in a row. Should I zoom it for you to see? Yeah, they're planted in a row. Let me try and zoom in for you. Yes, they are planted in a row. That's the row up to the other end. And this is how big this other section of the farm looks like. Same size with the other side. The other side and 500 plants, and even this side we have 500 plants. Then I told you in the farm you discover different things. I've another discovery to make here. Here we have a male part of a plant of a pawpaw. This is a pawpaw male plant. Yes, this is a male. This one produces these ones, and then the insects come here and do cross pollination to the female one. So this is the male one. Let me show you the female one. So in case you've never seen a male pawpaw tree, that is how it looks like. Then here is the female. So the male garments come and pollinate the female, and this is the female. The female is fruiting like that. You see the difference? Female, male. Here is the male. So the male, as you can see, has no single fruits. Okay, no single fruits. Creation, God's creation. Another tree that is very, very nice. This is to mean that this area is really so fertile. This soil is well fenced. Look at all these pawpaws. Imagine in one single tree. I don't know if you guys can see how big they are. That's how big they are. Very big. Let me show you a 360 of the whole tree. Very big. Yes, that's how that pawpaw tree is looking like. So in your farm, don't waste any space. Make sure that you're utilizing every space, because this Pixie will take 2 years. So you can imagine how many crops you can have planted by the time 2 years are over. Because from 2 years, you don't interrupt the crop anymore. You don't do any crop in between. You just leave them to strive. So guys, I hope you're loving today's episode, because myself, I'm enjoying here in the farm. How I wish I met this Pixie ripe. I couldn't be enjoying here and teasing you guys, telling you I'm the taster. But today they are not ripe, but I will come in this farm like after 1 year when they are ripe, so that I can taste them and see how they look like. So guys, in case you've not subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you are waiting for. Please guys, please subscribe. We are road to 6,000 subscribers. Subscribe and join me in this farming journey. So already I can see the ones that are not intercropped with the sweet potato are also doing extremely very well, like these ones.
You see now, the sweet potatoes are necessarily evil. One, they are competing for nutrients with the citrus fruits. At the same time, they are assisting me as a cover crop. So you have to balance. You have to balance the two. You want a cover crop, you also have a competitor.
Yeah. Maybe we show them a comparison of this one that is not near a sweet potato vine, and this one that is near the sweet potato. This one looks a bit light green. That one is dark green. Can you see it well, guys? This one looks a bit light green. because the sweet potato vine is just nearby. So that is another disadvantage of these cover crops.
Yeah.
They will try to compete
nutrients.
Yeah, for the nutrients with the main crop. Look at this one, very green. Wow. And that translates across the entire farm. But then after 2 years you will not have it.
Yeah, I will have removed.
Okay.
The reason why we want to go for the cover crops instead of weeding and add weeding is because add weeding is a bit expensive. At the same time, when you use the chemicals, also is a disadvantage in a way, because chemicals also affect the soils.
Yes.
Soil texture. So we avoid.
And even the soil pH is also affecting the soil pH.
Yeah, so we avoid the chemicals to control winds. So once in a while we do the hard weeding, but the cover crop has really assisted us to minimize that cost of weeding. Yes,
because I can see there is no weed where there is cover crop. So let's show the people the way here you have installed some drip systems. I don't know where they were. They were a bit here inside.
Supply line. This one.
That is the main supply line.
From the tank.
Yes. It still goes to the other side.
Yeah. You really have to place it on one side of the farm.
Yes.
That from that main line is when you put the drip lines.
Yes, guys, this is the main line. This is how our drip pipe is installed. And by the way, installing drip pipes, I understand, is very expensive.
Comparatively, when you do the drip system and add watering, this one is not expensive.
It's more economical.
Yeah, because the labor cost is very high when you do add watering than when you use the drip system.
Yeah.
Because this system is only one person who can control
the entire farm.
Yeah.
So this is the main pipe.
Yeah.
That's going to the, and then that is the sub main pipes.
Yeah. The ones that normally supply water to the plants.
Yes.
Through these buttons.
Yes.
This is where the water comes through. On this button.
So you open it completely, or you loosen it up kidogo?
Yeah, so that you can control the flow of water. You loosen it to increase water that comes out of the pipe.
Yeah.
If you want to reduce the water coming out of the pipe, you tighten it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, so that is the way we are irrigating here. There is use of drip pipes here.
And also the entire farm is under carbon credit venture.
Yes, tell us, stand here, tell us more about that carbon credit. Most of the people don't understand about the carbon credit. Tell us more about the carbon credit.
Let me explain it in a way that it will be very easy for everybody to understand.
Yes.
There's that relationship between human beings and the plants.
Yes.
The gas we breathe out is carbon dioxide. We take in oxygen. The carbon dioxide that we breathe out to us is a waste. But to the plant, it's a benefit to the plant.
Yeah, it's an essential component.
Yeah, it's an essential component to the plant to process its food. So when that carbon is taken by the plant normally stores it in the trunk. So what normally happens, big companies in the world that emit a lot of carbon in the atmosphere, they decided to compensate people who are putting more trees so that they can compensate them for the oxygen they have used in their farms and producing a lot of carbon. But because as we are planting so many trees, they end up being the sink for the carbon. So those companies normally compensate us for that.
Okay.
That is what we call a carbon credit
and
trading.
They give you money per tree.
Yeah. And the more the tree grows big, the more the payment.
Okay.
Because they normally come even and measure the size of the tree trunk. They will be able to calculate how much carbon that plant has sunk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, for those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, there was a project that started, like, was it in 20?
Around 2006.
It started long ago. Me, I've just heard it about it 2015 here the other day. But I understand it's a project that started far kitambo. So it's a way of mitigating the climatic change in Africa in general. So the people, some of the people are partnering from different countries. They are paying Kenyans for planting trees. There was a time even the government was saying that people should not cut trees, and people are like, now why are you saying we should not cut trees? So it's a major issue. You can see climate change has created a lot of challenges. You can see even the weather patterns, the way they are changing every day. So all that is as a contribution of the climatic change, and that's why they came up with this muradi ya kusema carbon credit, so that if you plant one tree, you are paid for that, because you are adding more oxygen in the atmosphere, and giving more trees will be able to absorb more carbon dioxide, and that will mitigate the climate change for climate resilience people. And the project is ongoing. I understand that. My farmer here is a beneficiary of that, like you've heard him say. So he has 1,000 trees and more other trees at the fence. So you can imagine how much you will be paid for that. So let's embrace planting trees every day. That is why you can see the people are so passionate about planting more trees. It is our welfare. It is for our own welfare, for our own environment, just to make our environment friendly to live in, because we have very many companies that are emitting a lot of fossil fuels that are not good for our health. So by planting more trees, we are doing good to our soil and our health. That is our personal well-being. We say your health is your wealth. If you are not living healthy, then you are not wealthy. So guys, for today's episode, I know you are taking enough notes. Most of you have been requesting me to do the pixies, and very soon I'm planning to visit Makueni area, Water, Kitui, where they do pixie trees. I go and find when they are ripe, and then I show you how they look like. So for today, you will forgive me, they are not ripe. We were just looking at the establishment part of it and the maintenance when they are young. So already, maybe we can wrap up the video. I think we have given them enough notes to take home. So tell my farmers the final word. Standing this side. Tell my farmers the final word.
Maybe the last one I can give to the farmers is that they utilize their farms in such a way they can be empowered economically.
Okay.
Like in my case here, I've ventured on fruit trees. As I wait to harvest these fruits to make money, I'm also waiting for the same fruit trees to be paid on carbon credit. Sorry. Also, we have the cover crop. I'm getting sweet potatoes for sale from cover crop. It's also food for the animals. So utilize your farm in such a way that you are always getting something out of it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me in your farm. I've really enjoyed a tour of this farm, and I have learned a lot. You have even reminded me of the carbon credit. I thought to some extent it was not working, but now that you have said it is working, I believe you. Because I trust my farmers so much. So guys, that has been it for today's episode. I hope you've taken notes. Like with me here, I've taken a lot of notes and I've learned so much that I didn't know about Pixie. And I hope even you there, you've learned so much that you'll also apply for your dairy venture in case you are an enthusiastic farmer who wants to do Pixie farming. So guys, till next time, see you in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe for this and much more episodes of Farming with Nelly Bernard, where I say agriculture is my culture. See you in the next video. Bye.